What's your name and musical profession?
My name is Desarae Dee. I'm an instrumental fusion artist, producer, and composer.
How did you first get into the music industry?
I first got into the music industry at the age of 24. While I was in my dorm room in university, I had written a song and I had decided that it was finally time for me to put my music out there. So in 2014, I officially released my first single, and that's how my journey kind of started. Aside from that, after putting that song out, I really realized that being an instrumental artist was the route that I wanted to go to, and that was the route that I initially take, and ended up releasing more projects and singles after that. And then in 2018, I had an epiphany after almost quitting music and wasn't sure what I wanted to do, wasn't really receiving the support that I wanted, and I just didn't know what else I could really put out there. And it was in my program, GarageBand at the time, that I made a discovery that I did not see until that moment. And then also realizing that I hadn't been utilizing all the gifts that I had been given. I'm a multi-instrumentalist, so I play 15 instruments, and I wasn't even using that to my advantage. So once I made that epiphany, all of my music after that point had just skyrocketed and had become better. And I kind of turned in my instrumental artist hat for now being an instrumental fusion artist.
Tell us about your latest project.
Okay, so my latest project was from last year. It's called Self. It's a project that I released in 2022, and essentially it lies around three things: self-love, self-reflection, and self-care. And I was going through that transition in my life of really learning to put back the attention on myself. I've been guilty of giving my attention to other people and kind of neglecting myself. And I create a project from the instrumental perspective, which kind of gives people a kind of a first look at what my self-care and mental health journey is.
What are the 3 albums you can't live without?
Okay, so the first album would be Alicia Keys' Diary. Reason being, Alicia Keys is one of my musical influences, and she's really influenced the way that I see music, not only as a musician, but also as a Black woman. The second album I would have to say would be Robert Glasper's Black Radio. Robert Glasper is also one of my musical influences, and a lot of his ways of thinking and his chord structures and the way that he thinks about his music is some of the ways that I kind of think about my music, but also it's an instrumental project, which is essentially what I do. And then the last album I would probably have to say, oh man, Kirk Franklin and The Family, the Christmas album. Now, that's a staple album, and because I grew up in the church, I have that gospel influence, but also that's a staple album for the holidays, and I always find myself listening to it every year.
What advice would you give to anyone looking to begin a career in the music industry?
So anybody out there who is looking to begin a career in the music industry, I would encourage them to be consistent. That's how I've been very successful myself. Finding your niche and finding something that you're good at and being consistent about it every single week.
Where can people find your music?
So people can find my music on all digital platforms, so whether that's Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, Tidal, whatever you listen to, you can find Desarae Dee on there.